Ayurveda, which dates back at least 6 to 7,000 years. The oral records are 10,000 years old. The first written records date back 6,000 years, and they describe what is known as bastis. A basti is basically an enema that can either include oils or water and herbs. And so they knew how to do bastis, again, using nature's things like bladders from a goat or a cow. I don't think in India they used cow bladders, but from other animals, and to use that as a container, or other vegetables that were hollowed and then water was poured in them, and then they had a natural straw, a thick straw that was hollow inside, that worked as a tubing, and so they administered these bastis to clean the colon. Going back to Jesus' time, having been an Essene, the Essenes described exactly the same methods, and the ancient Egyptians. Once again, colon cleansing has been part and a necessity for all major civilizations. And when you go back to the 1920s, I remember looking at the reports from hospitals. They routinely administered enemas or so-called colimas, colon hydrotherapy, to wash out the entire colon. Almost every hospital used to have a colonic machine, and then when antibiotics came in, they didn't bother anymore helping people to clean out their guts. They just pumped them full with drugs and then suppressed disease rather than cure it from the base up. Instead of dealing with the root causes, they just tried to suppress some symptoms, and you know where that got us. Today, so many people are obese, their colons are so extremely congested, filled with sometimes 20-30 kilograms of old fecal matter. And in America, nearly 70% of the people are either obese or overweight, and you can see where it starts in the belly area. So the colon backs up waste matter, accumulates, accommodates it, and people are not even thinking about. Doctors don't tell them, like they did in the 20s, oh, we first must clean out your colon before we treat anything else. There are some hospitals in Israel that don't even they don't even accept a patient unless they can show that they just had a colonic irrigation where they cleaned out their entire colon, because they say that so many symptoms of illness are related to just blocked colons, extreme constipation, and just sluggishness in the eliminative capacity of the body. So cleaning out the body is coming back, and it's becoming more and more popular as these colonic machines become available again, and simple colon cleansing devices once again become popular. I've described them in my books, and they are widely read, and so more and more people are going back to the traditional colon cleansing method.
How often do you recommend doing a colon cleanse for the average person?
It depends on what the person is eating, how stressed the person is. We now know that stress inhibits the peristalsis in the body, so a person becomes congested simply by being nervous and anxious, worried about things. Then it depends on the diet. If a person eats a lot of meat, fish, chicken, eggs, cheese, and so on, then he can expect that the colon clogs up much faster. But on average, if it's a healthy, balanced diet, once a month, 2-3 weeks, one has to go by one's feeling. If the belly is starting to protrude and becoming harder, and the gas is common, then definitely it's time for cleaning out the colon. Obviously, one should also consider cleaning out the liver, because many of the colon problems result from poor bile secretion, where the bile is no longer sufficient in order to induce peristalsis, which is again a function of bile. If the bile is missing or there's a lack of it, then the peristalsis is inadequate, and a lot of undigested food remains in the colon and doesn't come out.